yesterday for Elvis Andrus. He is back in the lineup tonight. Same can be said about Michael Young, the All-Star hopeful. The Rangers, after a 12-1 win last night against the Cleveland Indians, back at it tonight. They've got a possibility now of taking 2 out of 3 in this series and work on improving what is already a 4.5-game lead in the AL West. We welcome you to Texas Ranger Baseball tonight. Nice to have you with us. Along with Tom Grieve, I'm Josh Lewin. The Rangers will run Josh Hamilton out there tonight, of course. He's hit safely in 28 of his last 29 games. He is super close to being a Triple Crown guy right now in the AL.
Well, Ranger fans, and us included, are so fortunate to be able to watch Josh Hamilton play this year. You're getting a chance to see a player play at the top level, do things on the field that most players can't do and never have been able to do. Hit for power to all fields, hit for average, run the bases, throw, play defense, you name it, he's doing it at the highest level. And among Triple Crown categories, he's right there knocking on the door.
He is 1 point off the league lead in batting average now. 343 leads. Josh is at 342. Just an unbelievably hot month of June, and July is looking okay so far as well. Colby Lewis is on the mound tonight as the Rangers indeed try to make it 2 out of 3 against the Tribe. We will have the first pitch from Arlington for you coming up right after this. F-150. Check out the 2010 F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. By Progressive. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. By Jack in the Box. Get Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo for only $3.99 plus tax. And by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com, grab your bag. It's on. Well, the real Nolan Ryan and his staff are to be commended right off the top tonight with the wonderful news that after the scary incident last night, the 25-year-old firefighter that tumbled from the second deck last night, one of the scariest things you'd ever want to see, that apparently he's going to be just fine. It is a miracle, and Nolan was there to meet with that fan in the hospital today, along with other Rangers, and brought him some goodies and perked up his spirits. And Tom, I know I probably speak for you and for so many people that we are just so relieved to hear that there's good news that came out of all that.
Yeah, and Josh, we talked about this last night. I didn't see it happen. I have a post in my way, so I didn't see it. You did. And as I've heard people talk, I'm very glad I didn't see it. But based on the way it was described, it is a miracle that he is okay. And I think the Rangers, the umpires, handled the tragedy last night as well as they possibly could. And you couldn't get better news to find out that he's doing okay in the hospital right now.
Tyler Morris, if you're watching, buddy, we are so glad you're okay. The Indians' batting order tonight is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. You've got Michael Brantley and Jason Nix, who's just been unbelievable in this series. Carlos Santanison's coming up from AAA. He's been on fire. You've got Hafner and Peralta, Duncan and Crow, Andy Marte, and Jason Donald. You're 1 through 9 for a 33-50 Cleveland Indians team. Now time for Colby Lewis to go to work.
Well, it's been good work midway through the season. A winning record, an excellent ERA, innings that show he's durable, fewer hits than innings pitched, which shows he's tough to hit, a good number of strikeouts, pitched well at home, equally well at home as on the road. Second best opponent's batting average, 207, and he's tough with men on base. Pretty good combination of success numbers right there.
To be the last start he makes before the All-Star break, his 17th of the year. So yeah, durable and productive with the 7 wins, only 5 losses. He'll move into the top 10 in strikeouts, you figure, with just a couple tonight.
I can remember when the Rangers were talking about Colby when they signed him before spring training, and their hope was that he would be able to replace Kevin Millwood in the rotation and pick up the innings that the Rangers were going to miss, roughly around 200 innings with Kevin being gone. And so it looks like he's on track to do that. And the bonus has been the quality of the innings that the Rangers have gotten from him. When you're 11th in the league in strikeouts, 14th in ERA, and 2nd in opponent's batting average, and you're durable getting the innings that the Rangers are looking for, I think they kind of hit the jackpot with that signing.
As a matter of fact, Mr. Grieve, is a 2-2 is going to be golfed up into the air. And Murphy is there to put it away. Millwood right now, who's on the DL, 108 innings. Colby's got 105. Millwood's got 2 wins. Colby's got 7. And Colby's ERA is about 2.5 points lower. So that just worked out phenomenally well.
Really well.
Here's the Ranger defense. And Young and Andrews are back. But Vlad Guerrero's out tonight, and so is Ian Kinsler. And Ron Washington is fearless, apparently. 2nd straight night he's going to rest 2 All-Stars. And it worked really well last night because the replacements ended up 6 for 10 with 6 runs batted in.
Well, I think the good thing for Ron's lineup is you can rest 2 All-Stars and still have an excellent lineup. There's a lot of teams, you take 2 of the best players out of the lineup and there's not a whole lot left. But with the Rangers, that's not the case. And then you get the added bonus last night of the 2 guys you put in off the bench turn out to be the 2 guys that had the big games. Just gives you an incredible bonus. But even tonight with Vlad on the bench, with Kinsler on the bench, you've got a lineup that's capable of scoring runs. So I think Ron does have a little bit of a luxury there.
Nix, who's just been, again, a powerhouse in this series, chased away on 3 pitches.
Well, he's taken advantage of pitches that he can handle and get him out of the ballpark. Last night, first time up, CJ threw a fastball, trying to get it in, got the middle of the plate. He hit it out of the ballpark. That one had pretty good movement away from him, a little bit out of the strike zone, got him to chase it.
And going back to what you said, Tom, you're right. There's not a lot of teams out there that could sit 2 All-Stars and then pound out 12 runs on 17 hits. And the Rangers scoring 12 runs at least 6 times now already this year. It's most in the major leagues. Last night was their largest margin of victory all year. The final score 12-1. Slowly hit, and a tough play. Charging is Blanco. He gets rid of it in time, and it's a 1-2-3 top of the first for the Cobra.
Very nicely done there.
Mitch Talbot will be on the mound for the Cleveland Indians when we come back. A 4.5 game lead in that AL West. Andrewson, Young, Murphy, and Hamilton Hambone DHing tonight. And Murphy getting a shot. Again with Kinsler and Guerrero out tonight. Murphy's batting third. Cruz is batting fifth. He had a home run yesterday. Smoke and Trainer, Blanco, and Bourbon. And the Cedar City, Utah native Mitch Talbot is on the mound. He leads the Indians and wins with 8.
Yeah, and I think this is a real nice surprise. Maybe not a surprise for the Indians, but maybe a surprise for people around the league who didn't know much about Mitch Talbot. He's having an excellent season himself. Kind of similar to the year Colby's having. He's 8-7, an ERA under 4, fewer hits than innings pitched. Leads AL rookies in wins, innings, and ERA. Hasn't given up a home run in 49 starts. When he was in the minor leagues in AAA, Baseball America voted his changeup the best changeup in the International League. So we'll see how that changeup is working. You can already tell by the first pitch he threw that he's got an excellent sinker. That ball nosedived down and into Elvis.
Oh, with about 50 innings without a home run allowed. May 20th, the last one he gave up. It's that strength versus the Rangers' strength tonight. The Rangers last night popped out 4 home runs. And again, won that game handily 12-1. Towards right, Elvis Andrus been doing a lot of that the last few weeks. And he's blazing towards second. He stumbled a bit, but he's going to be okay. He's got a double. And after going 4 weeks without an extra base hit, he's now got 2 in his last 2 games. The other double he had the other night, Tommy, blasted into the left center alley. This one was just kind of looped to right.
Yeah, the one the other night, that was one of the hardest balls he's hit in the last 3 weeks. This one is well placed down the right field line. Takes advantage of the location and just sneaks right into second base on it. Elvis still with an excellent on-base percentage at .371, especially when you consider he's still 21 years old. I think on base percentage for a kid 20, 21, 22. You can say, did he miss first? Nope. Home plate umpire had that call.
That would have been pretty hilarious, though. And on the appeal, the ball got over Marte, which it almost did. Elvis not only would have been called safe at first retroactively,
scored.
He would have gone to third and come around.
Well, you'll see some young players maybe hit some home runs, do some things, but on base percentage, I don't know that you see many 20, 21, 22-year-olds with on base percentages hovering near the top 10.
One thing for Michael Young, with him missing the entire game last night, he is not going to be able to look back at this year and see the number 162, number of games in the regular season, Michael takes so much pride, ideally, going out there for, you can say all 162. And you and I will agree, 161 versus 162, no big deal. But it's just been a kind of a Cal Ripken-like point of pride for Michael Young.
And I think Michael certainly is prepared to go out there for 162, but he also understands the manager's perspective, that he wants his players to stay strong, to get an off day every now and then. And I think Michael accepts that that's the manager's feeling for what's good for the team, and that's also good for him as well. There's the changeup. Looks like a pretty good one, too.
And what did Michael Young do on his off day? He worked out, broke a sweat. Our Geico quote of the day. I mean, you can tell him he's not playing. It doesn't mean he doesn't have to work.
Well, he probably could work a little harder when he's not playing. You don't want to do too much on the day you're playing to take away from your performance that night. But if you're not going to be in the game, probably was able to do a little extra. Get some good out of the off day. That's what you expect from a professional. Off day, how can I take advantage of it?
Polls are still open till 3 o'clock tomorrow for those trying to vote Michael into the All-Star games. That last man in. Go to TexasRangers.com for that. Going to take a walk right here. 2 on for David Murphy. See where the Cowboys have joined the effort to send Michael to the All-Star game.
That's great.
They're sending emails to their fan base and using their social media outlets to urge everybody to vote for Michael. Jason Witten put his name to that. Witten's a 5-time Pro Bowler. Michael Young's a 6-time All-Star. I think Michael has had Jason on his fantasy football team. I have no idea if Witten has Michael on his fantasy baseball team. Strike one to Murphy.
Talbot originally was drafted by Houston. He was a 2nd-round draft pick, then went 4 years later to Tampa Bay. Houston made a trade for Aubrey Huff, and they gave up Ben Zobrist and Mitch Talbot. A solid major league starter and a solid all-star caliber utility guy that plays everywhere. That's a pretty good trade right there.
And that's a great point, Tom. That's, we talk about lopsided trades all the time. I've never heard that one mentioned before until right now. That's a very lopsided trade.
Zobrist has gone on to make an all-star team. He's played anywhere Joe Madden wants him to play. Talbot then was traded to Cleveland for Kelly Shopik. Tampa Bay needed a catcher. They have depth in their starting staff.
There's one of those ground balls that he gets so many of. It's a fielder's choice and not a double play. Credit Murphy for making that so.
Yeah, what a difference. You get thrown out on a double play. It's man on third. Fly ball, innings over. Beat out that double play. Fly ball, run scores. So that split second to getting to first base can make a huge difference in the course of the ball game.
Now you can't really pitch around Josh Hamilton. You're going to have to face Nelson Cruz. Hamilton's hit into only 1 double play all year. Josh has hit safely in 26 home games in a row. One of the hits he had last night left the yard.
Talbot missed a couple of months last year, had an elbow strain.
Well, the Rangers, of course, will get credit for a long time when you talk about lopsided trades. Bringing in Elvis Andrus and Neftali Feliz, etc., and the Teixeira deal. But that's a real good one you just mentioned right there.
Yeah, it turned out to be kind of under the radar when it was made.
Right.
Nobody knew Ben Zobrist and nobody knew Mitch Talbot.
Well, nobody knew, that Jeff Bagwell was going to be all that when it was straight up for Larry Anderson.
No.
I think people thought Harnish, Schilling, and Finley for Glenn Davis was kind of a wash for a while. One to Hamilton, and he rolls it into right field. Base hit, another RBI for him. Going to third is David Murphy, and with that hit, Josh Hamilton, for right now, leads the American League in batting average. It's a 27-game home hitting streak. It's a record in this ballpark. And RBI number 63.
Yeah, the pitch away looked like an off-speed pitch, maybe a changeup. Pulls it in the hole. The other nice part about this hit to right field is the aggressive base running by David Murphy, who knows his fielders, knows when he can take the extra base, takes advantage of that opportunity. And now you're in the same situation for Nelly Cruz. First and third and one out, trying to pick up another one.
And Tom, that was the 70th time this year, 7-0, that the Rangers have gone from first to third on a single. No American League team has done it 60 times.
Wow.
The Rangers, though, have done it 70.
Well, I think that example right there, if you go back maybe 2 or 3 years, I don't think David would have gone first to third. Might have been able to settle for second. But it's kind of it's ingrained in the players now. We're going to be aggressive, and you'll take the extra base unless the third base coach holds you up. Don't think it's only one base.
9-10 years ago, when it was the Galarraga, Velarde, Caminiti kind of guys, I mean, there's no way you're going first to third 70 times in a half a season.
No, you're right. Part of that is the personnel, but I think also the mindset that Ron Washington has set, Dave Anderson, Gary Pettis. The mindset is, we've got some guys that can run. We're going to take advantage of that and be aggressive on the bases. Occasionally you'll have a guy thrown out. It's tough to argue with 70 guys going first to third in half a season.
2-2 now to Nelson Cruz. And this just in, Miguel Cabrera is now up to 344 as well. So as of right now, we have a tie as we check our Ford leaderboard. Batting average in the AL right now.
Well, with the quality of the guys in the top four, you don't see any reason why that might not be a four-man race. And Beltre's kind of back to form himself.
Do you know that 9 of the top 10 batting averages in baseball right now are American League guys?
Yeah.
Nothing against the National League, and as they try to finally win an All-Star game, but
I've seen a lot of people try to analyze why hitting power averages are down this year, and I think most people think, and I agree with them, that the pitching's better now than it's ever been. We've got quality young pitchers coming into the game. We don't see the National League guys, but obviously they've got plenty of them over there. I think it's just harder to hit in 2010 than it has been any time in, who knows, last 15 to 20 years.
No, we were talking about it the other night. There's twice as many sub-3 ERAs this year than there were a couple of years ago.
A lot of people think steroids has something to do with it, and it might be a contributor, but I think the bottom line is pitching is better. And day after day, you just see quality pitchers.
Nice play at the line, the hard takeout slide, but it doesn't matter. A 5-4-3 double play, very niftily turned by Peralta. Hamilton's RBI has made it 1-0.
Tonight we have Eugene from Synacor Foundation. This is a great organization, people learning how to have fun without drugs and alcohol, right, Eugene?
Yes, sir. What Synacor is a substance abuse behavior modification program, and we help men and women to get free of substance abuse and substance dependence. We also have 3 facilities, 2 located in Texas, 1 in Deer Park, Texas, 1 in Fort Worth, Texas, and we have a facility in Baton Rouge. Our corporate office is located in Houston, Texas, and if anybody want to get involved with Synacor, they can email www.synacor.org.
Very good. You see the information on your screen. Eugene, thank you very much, and keep up the great work. Thank you for the time. Josh.
Eugene has got quite a future in voiceover work, doesn't he?
He does.
That's a great voice.
James Earl Jones.
Oh, Knott's is telling on us.
So you're watching Fox Sports Southwest.
I'm watching Fox Sports Southwest.
Hey, sign them up right here, the contract. Thank you. Thank you.
This is Fox Sports Southwest. Travis Hafner, then Johnny Peralta, and Shelly Duncan. In the top of the second inning, Colby Lewis had a 10-strikeout game against the Indians back in April, the first of his 4 10-strikeout games this year. Last time out, a 5-3 loss to the White Sox. That's the game that was delayed by rain. Hafner will draw the walk. First base runner allowed by Colby Lewis. Speaking of rain, Tom, originally we were told we were in for it tonight, but looking around right now,
Looks okay.
I think it looks just fine. I'm no meteorologist, but I guess the storms kind of broke up a little bit south and east of here, so we are good to go. Lewis drops one into Peralta. Hope to catch a break weather-wise tomorrow with the Orioles coming to town. Tommy Hunter will try to go to 6-0. Taking on Jeremy Guthrie of the Orioles. He's 3-10. Kevin Millwood will not pitch in that series. He just got put on the DL. So both the Rangers and the Orioles have TBAs right now on Saturday. They're going to have to find something else to do. Lunging forward is Peralta. He pops it up.
Good changeup. Got him out in front.
Andrews squeezes that one. And Ranger fans, the Rangers are hot. It's getting hotter, so beat the heat. And cool off with a $1 any size soft drink or sweet tea at McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it. By the way, also on the DL, not just Millwood, but Jake Peavy goes on the DL with a detached lat.
Wow.
I know. The White Sox ended up winning that game anyway yesterday. Peavy had to leave early in the second inning.
That's a big loss for them. They just started to play great baseball, too. They won anyway. They're only a game out of first place now. And Peavy, in spite of his last start, had a string of something like 20, 25 innings scoreless there for a while. Really had turned it around. So it's a big loss for them.
Angels and White Sox again tonight, and for the second straight night, they begin in a rain delay. Inside to Duncan, 1-1. The Rangers up 4.5 on the Halos, 6 in the loss column, which of course is key. The Rangers have 3 games in hand on the Angels to be made up after the All-Star break. And what's weird about that, Tom, is it has nothing to do with rainouts. It's just all how the schedule sat all the way.
Well, we've seen things you don't expect to see. The 3 off days in 8 days for the Rangers instead of spreading them out. And you're right. At the All-Star game, very seldom do I remember a team with 3 more games, and it had nothing to do with rainouts.
On appeal, yes, sir. Tim Timmons said so down there at first.
What it means is in the second half, the Rangers will play 3 more games, obviously, than the Angels, so they'll have 3 extra off days in the second half of the season. I don't think any team really wants 3 off days in 8 days early in the season.
You'll take him in August.
Yeah, August and maybe July, early August.
Right.
Love them then.
September's not a great time for him, only because the rosters expand then, and that's the one time you are okay to be kind of overtaxed because you've got the roster reinforcements then. Ooh, that ball off a trainer on the foul.
I think extra off days in September give you a chance to skip a starter if you want to. If you're in a pennant race, that might be something that is appropriate to do. Gives your bullpen a rest. Because if you're in a pennant race, it's nice to have the extra players here in September. And if you're not in a pennant race, that's great. If you are, you're not going to want to play those guys anyway. You're going to be playing your regular guys. So that's when the off days would be very handy.
Off speed and got him.
Nice pitch.
Out number 2. Now, the Rangers are going to end the season tag with 17 games in 17 days. But I guess the good news there is that it's all, against the West Coast teams. And the likelihood of rain delays and rain outs and made-up games, of course, are very slim when you're playing Seattle and the Angels and the A's.
Yeah, that's going to be a great last 2 weeks of September, all within the division.
In the last 4 games of the year against the Angels here at home. Strike to Trevor Crowe.
Well, if I'm a Ranger fan and I'm trying to plan my schedule for August, for September, and I'm thinking I want to see 4 or 5 more games, I know when I'm getting at least a couple of them. That's going to be the last 4 games of the season.
Big curveball.
Grab onto those tickets while they're available.
Yeah, they could all mean something, and increasingly so, possibly, depending on how things shake out. Another strike from Lewis.
Good assortment of off-speed pitches. A lot of change-ups for strikes early in the game for Kobe.
The 4.5 game lead right now, again, made possible by the Angels losing yesterday and the Rangers ripping off those 12 runs right here. They had scored 13 runs total their last 5 games before that. They got 12 last night.
After the Rangers left Anaheim, Kansas City came in and beat the Angels the first 2 games of the 3-game series, and now in Chicago's done the same thing. They've won the first 2 games of that series in Chicago as well. They're having a little rain delay right now, just like they did last night.
That one fades away to Trevor Crowe.
So you have Jake Peavy come out of the game real early. You have to use your bullpen for somewhere around 8 innings yesterday and still win a low-scoring game. But as we saw, they've got a good bullpen.
That's a good pitch right there. Colby Lewis right on the outside corner. 2 strikeouts in the inning, and it stays 1-0 Rangers. All-Star. Cast your ballot many times. Send Michael Young to that All-Star game in Anaheim. The voting does end at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Josh Hamilton, who's going to the All-Star game, has driven in a run. 1-0 Texas as Justin Smoke will bat. We were talking a few minutes ago, Tom, trying not to get too far out ahead of ourselves, but just looking at what down the stretch looks like for the Rangers. With the Angels coming in for those last 4 games, and the other thing to throw out there, it's Cowboys bye week. Cowboys do not play that weekend. That is all Rangers on October 3rd.
Good planning.
Back-to-back weekend series with the Angels as well before you even get to September. That's at the end of this month. The Angels come in for 4 games even before the end of the year. It's July 22 through 25. And the Rangers go to Anaheim for 3 right at the end of July. Smoke will take a called strike on the inside corner, rendering him 7 for his last 49. Signs of life for Justin yesterday, as we mentioned earlier, with a couple of hits, couple of walks. The Rangers say they're happy with Smoke overall. No plans to change out. Chris Davis is leading the PCL right now with a batting average of around .350. But of course, it was Smoke who replaced Davis at the end of April. And the Rangers don't feel the need right now to turn that over again. Trainer, and it's slowly hit towards short off of his bat. Donald across to Marte. Back-to-back starts for Trainer now. It's seen Benji Molina 4 games in a row. Now it's Trainer for 2, and it should be back to Benji tomorrow.
Talbot is 26 years old, and he has extensive minor league training. He's won 62 games in the minor leagues and 905 minor league innings. He was a high school player when he signed. But I think when you've had 900 innings in the minor leagues, if you're going to be a big leaguer, you've had your minor league experience. I think it definitely prepared him well for this season. He's got a good assortment of pitches, good movement on his fastball. Not overpowering velocity, but the movement makes up for that.
But you're right, and it's a good point. Well seasoned by the time he got here.
Well seasoned for sure. And a solid ERA, 905 innings, a 3.79 minor league ERA.
Blanco, who had the game-deciding hit yesterday. It probably sounds a little weak in that it was a 12-1 final, but it was 1-1 and nothing decided at all when Blanco was batting in the 4th inning. Big 2-out, 2 RBI double.
That's some kind of changeup right there. Boy, the body looked like it rolled off a table.
That's a powerless feeling when you're swinging, I'm sure.
You can tell the way the catcher caught that ball. Fooled him, too.
The double yesterday for Blanco, only his 2nd extra base hit all year. And highlighted a 3-hit game for him, tying a career high.
Rangers have had a lot of big hits like that this year. Obviously from the big guys, but also from everybody else, too. Look back to the game against Mark Burley when Matt Trainer had the home run against him.
Ooh, inside with 2 strikes. Blanco is hit. That's the 12th time that someone in an Indians versus Rangers game this year has been hit by a pitcher, with 4 HBPs last night.
The game in Miami when Matt had the pinch hit triple to win a ball game. Colby Lewis had the big base hit against Giovanni Gallardo.
Yeah.
Last night it's Blanco and Arias with big hits. So Rangers have spread their big hits around a little bit. Not just the big guys, but been a lot of big hits by everybody this year, halfway through the year.
Well, how about how the season started? Opening day, Jared Saltalamacchia had the walk-off winner.
Wow.
That was his year, remember?
I forgot about that.
I know. But it speaks to what you're talking about, that, right away it was established that everybody at some point was going to contribute.
Team effort.
And we were talking about this just last night, too. The 1996 team, the team that finally was able to go forward into the playoffs. So many contributions from guys that, again, you didn't figure would be big contributors. Craig Worthington, I believe, first or second game of the year, had a game-winning hit. Even though that was Juan Gonzalez's year. It was his first MVP year. Bourbon jabs at it. Throw to first. Not in time. One other quick thing about that 96 team we didn't get into last night, Tom, I think kind of a forgotten element, is that the Rangers that year, and such a new thing it was for the Rangers at the time, they led the American League in fielding. They were rock solid everywhere.
That had a lot to do with how their pitching performed that year. They didn't have a lot of strikeout pitchers, so they did need good defense.
1-2 to Bourbon. The Rangers had a stretch in August of that year. Normally the dog days, it's 102 or whatever it is temperature-wise. They had 15 straight games that year in August without an error. Pressure was on, temperature was up, and they fielded flawlessly for 2.5 weeks. Popped up by Bourbon. Santana back. He's out of room. Back in Cleveland, they're kind of watching this one, but what if LeBron right now decided he was going to make his announcement, Tom? Would anybody be
watching the Indians?
Watching the Indians, or
probably not.
Are you officially worn out by the LeBron stuff?
I'm kind of bored by the NBA free agent season, to be honest with you. I'll enjoy reading the final results where all the star players end up, but the process, not too interested in it.
We'll find out tomorrow. There's a 1-hour special on an all-sports network. We'll find out where LeBron's going.
I don't really know how to look at it. Is it the tail wagging the dog, or is it just a lot of great players are free agents at the same time?
Shattered bat and a foul ball from Bourbon. Himself a big NBA fan. He was at the NBA All-Star game here in Dallas this year. Rangers getting to Talbot for 1 in the first, and now Bourbon trying to get something done with Blanco aboard. Talbot deals, and that one rolled to third. Marte's got it on the bag at first, and that'll do it. We're at the end of 2 at the ballpark tonight. Still the Rangers 1, the Indians nothing. Insurance. By AT&T. See what's new from AT&T. Go to att.com for details. And by Carter Blood Care. Turning into a nice night for baseball, the Rangers and the Indians will play the third. Rangers scoring on a Josh Hamilton RBI in the first. Blanco reached in the second, but did not come around. There's a pop out right away by Andy Marte. I've been asked to mention, Tom, that Evan Grant, our good friend, had the same note I did about how many times the two teams have been hit by pitchers in this season series.
Okay.
Evan wrote about that today, so if you're not following Evan yet, please follow Evan and you'll get even more tasty morsels. Jason Donald will take a strike. And this guy's been kind of out of nowhere doing a great job. He's 12 out of 27. Four for four of that was at the Rangers' expense the other night. That's the game where the Indians had it going on pretty much from the second inning on. They just never stopped. In there, Colby Lewis, speaking of having it going on, has struck out 3 of the last 4.
Colby's a lot of fun to watch when he's got command of his pitches and he is hitting the corners. It's a joy to watch. Mixing up his pitches, sneaky fastball, good movement on it, changeup, sliders, curveballs, both sides of the plate, driving the hitters crazy.
I like it when the opposing hitters are driven crazy.
I like it when they make quick outs and they're driven crazy.
Walk away muttering to themselves and just can't quite figure out what's going on up there. Lewis once through the batting order now. Really has not drawn good contact against him. And this is an Indians team that's had an extra base hit in 32 games in a row. They've won 7 out of 10.
Hello. Curveball.
Yeah, just painted it right on that corner. Oh, that's pretty.
It's not just how nicely it curved, it's where it ended up. Right in a spot where you can't do anything with it. And then you get a fastball in, you jam the hitter, it's a little blooper to left.
8 pitch inning for Colby Lewis. And now Murphy among those coming in to hit. Rangers on top 1-0. You have the option to purchase your same great seats for possible postseason action. 972 Rangers or TexasRangers.com to get more information. Hope you're making plans to come out at some point this weekend. The Orioles will be in town. Michael Young will be honored before the game is Saturday night. It's also a Michael Young cap giveaway on Saturday night. The all-time franchise hit leader, and that happened on the road a couple weeks ago in Miami. The official tipping of the hat will take place Saturday night. Breaking ball for a strike. Elvis had showed bunt.
Josh, we should mention that your friend Tracy Seiler brought you up a beautiful batch of banana bread.
Well, and brought some for
all of us.
you too.
For
yes,
all of us.
Thanks
nice
to Tracy. Good friend of the broadcast. Our baked goods supply has slowed to a trickle the last couple of days.
Well, we've still got some stuff in the refrigerator. This might have been our best week, really, as far as pure quantity and quality of baked goods.
Well, we sure appreciate it, everybody. Thank you. Andrews will sock one foul into the crowd. Yeah, that one in there hot.
We also can't forget the barbecue from MR Pigs. They've kept us supplied all year long. Like Bell, Oklahoma, our friends down there.
It's like we're honorary Oklahomans, you and I, with that wonderful sauce that they send up too. One down, Michael Young coming up. Well, again, the Rangers urging their fans to try to get Michael into that All-Star game, and it sure would seem to make sense for the American League to have a guy that single-handedly won 2 All-Star games on the roster, if at all possible. .51 runs batted in from Mike, hitting in that number 2 spot this year. Big part of why the Rangers have surged of late. The Rangers with a 16-6 record the last 22 games. Outside corner, 1-2, and we've been talking about the off-speed stuff from Talbot. That was a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, though, Tag, right on the corner.
Yeah, this kid's tough. He's got good stuff.
He strikes out Michael Young. No, we thought coming in. I mean, Talbot with 8 wins, Colby Lewis with 7. Be a pretty good pitching matchup tonight, and so far, yes, sir. Still a rain delay in Chicago, by the way, the Angels and the White Sox.
Well, with all the rain that's been around here, we've been pretty lucky this homestand as far as getting games in goes. Seen a little bit of rain, but one long rain delay. Other than that, it's been pretty good. Boy, look at that changeup. That's one of the better changeups we've seen this year.
Well, the Rangers have seen some finesse pitching on this homestand. Had to deal with Aaron Laffey, Mark Burley. Murphy, though, on 0-2 is going to dribble one into center field, base hit. He stayed with that real well. And it brings up Josh Hamilton.
Talbot's got the kind of changeup that he could throw back to back to back if he wants to. He got that pitch. I think he's trying to waste a pitch there. Throw his sinker on the outside corner. See if he can get him to swing at a bad pitch. Maybe make it sink out of the strike zone. Instead, he got the middle of the plate. And David took advantage of it. Hit it up the middle. If that pitch is a ball, there's a pretty good chance he's going to see a changeup right after it.
Hamilton, if you take the snapshot right now, is tied for the league lead in batting average. He is tied for home runs at 21. He's hit safely, wow, in 29 of his last 30 games. Jared Weaver was the only guy to stop him. And remember, Josh was up in the 8th inning with a chance to come through. They intentionally walked him. That could be the difference between a 30-game hitting streak and not. Ball and a strike to Hambone, who yesterday hit one out the other way. Coors Light pulled a hard blast. 1 of 4 Ranger homers yesterday in that 12-1 stomping of the Indians. The snap throw and back in time is Murphy.
Carlos Santana is not just a good offensive player. He moves around behind the plate. Got a little Tony Pena in him.
Yeah.
Got style back there, the way he calls pitches, moves around, throws the ball to the bases. Got a lot of energy. Fun to watch him play.
He's the goods. Brought over from the Dodgers for Casey Blake. Hamilton off the glove, wicked spin on that one. Donald couldn't handle it. You can just tell the way that came off the bat. But that was going to be an unusual ball for Donald to play, and he could not stop it.
That was, you're right, that was too hot to handle.
And we'll wait and see hit or error.
Nice job of waiting, too. Donald kind of played it off to the side.
And they'll give him an error.
Yeah, I think he hard hit ball, but it's got to go as an error. This is big leagues. You got to make that play.
And now Nelson Cruz with a chance. He hit one out yesterday. Off the glove of the pitcher and towards second.
Hard hit ball.
Yep, but the Rangers get nothing out of that. They will take a 1-0 lead into the 4th when we come back. About automobiles, go talk to C.J. Wilson, who knows every vehicle out there.
Current and old, everything?
Yep, everything.
Wow, I didn't know he was a aficionado. Uh-oh.
Big time, yeah. That ball blasted by who else but Jason Nix. Man on fire. 4 homers in a 3-game series here in Arlington. 5 homers in his last 5 games. And a guy that had had only 2 home runs all year has done all that of late.
Well, let's go back and see the pitch. So far, he's hit fastballs usually about belt high inside half of the plate. That's pretty much a carbon copy of the pitch he's been hitting. And one of the few pitches Kobe's thrown in that spot all day long. And unfortunately, he threw it to the wrong guy. Jason's been hot, and if you make a mistake, that's what he's done with it this series. One right after the other.
Lance Nix's little brother. Lance, you might remember, was a left-hand slugger. Santana turns on one, and that ball is up against the wall. Santana's just been a revelation for these guys since coming up from AAA.
I still can't believe the Dodgers traded him.
I know. He's hit safely in 23 of the 26 games that he's been in now in the big leagues.
I know they were in a pennant race,
yeah,
and they needed Casey Blake, and I know they've got a catcher. Man, this kid's one of the most, at least in these 3 games, exciting kids you've seen come into the league in a while.
Victor Martinez part 2.
I think this guy's better than Victor Martinez.
Better defensively, right?
Better defensively. He runs better. His on-base percentage is going to be just like Victor Martinez. Might hit for more power. And boy, I don't know, man. I might be missing something, but when you've got a kid like this, he's got to be untouchable. I don't care if you are in a pennant race.
And that's exactly the kind of thing that teams will be weighing as we get down towards that July 31st deadline. You think you're one missing piece away. The Dodgers that year, as I recall, were not hitting in the clutch at all. And Casey Blake is a guy that is always up there 4 or 5 pitches, works the batter, works the pitcher over a little bit, knack for the clutch hit. And he served a purpose, still is serving a purpose, but boy, you're right, that's a lot to give up. Hafner now off the end of the bat. Andrews back, twisting, made the catch. Corbone wasn't close enough to it. That was all Elvis, and he got it done.
Yep. Julio was playing deep. You got Hafner, a big, strong guy up there. He's playing a little deeper. So that was going to be Elvis or a base hit, one or the other.
First out of the inning, we go to Jim Knox.
Hi, thanks, Josh. Thank you very much. Sorry about that. With the Youngs, Michael Young's parents, this is Anna and also Fred Young. And, Michael Young, we need to get him in this All-Star game, Fred. I know you're not stumping for votes or anything like that, but how nice would it be for Michael to play in his hometown, the town he grew up in Los Angeles? And plus, he always performs well in All-Star games, 6-time All-Star.
I think it'd be very nice. We live about 20 miles from Angel Stadium, and to be able to play in front of some of his fans and some of his friends that he grew up with would be special to him.
And Anna, how special would it be, it's to see Michael back in L.A., a place where he grew up and a place where I guess 20 minutes where you used to take him to Little League practice.
Yeah, we'd love to be out there. We'd love to have all our friends and family come and visit, and we're sure that he would contribute to as a Ranger and to the American League winning that series again.
Definitely. Well, the time is running out. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. is the deadline. Log on to TexasRangers.com. Vote Michael Young into the All-Star game. Josh?
Thank you, Jim, and welcome again to the Youngs. We see them quite often, wherever Michael is. I think Michael should kind of try to grow out that Sam Elliott mustache that his dad has. That'd be cool.
His dad Michael sounds just like his dad when he talks.
Uh-huh. I don't recall ever seeing Michael with facial hair. Base hit to left from Peralta. Up with the ball is Murphy. He'll fire. It's wide. Trainer guns it down to second, and it is not in time. Cleveland takes a 2-1 lead.
There's been a lot of times over the last couple of years where David Murphy and Ranger outfielders have thrown guys out at the plate on balls like that. That ball just got away from David a little bit. He threw it up the first baseline. I think if he makes his normal accurate throw, he had a shot to get Santana. And we've seen him and the rest of the outfielders do it time after time. Very difficult to throw runners out at the plate. I don't care what your chances are to make a perfectly accurate throw. But it's a hard hit ball. David charges it. And the throw's just a little bit up the line.
Single and then taking second on the throw for Peralta to make it a runner at second and just 1 out. So Colby Lewis, who had not allowed a hit through 3, now is allowed a homer, a double, and a single here in the 4th. Boy, thank goodness Elvis made that over-the-shoulder catch that he made. Check swing foul from Duncan. Talked about Duncan a bit yesterday. His dad played for these Indians for a couple of years in the 70s. Dave Duncan, now the esteemed pitching coach in St. Louis. One of very few former big league catchers that's ended up being a pitching coach. Duncan down on strikes, out number 2.
Yeah, he's not only a catcher who became a pitching coach, he's probably regarded as the best pitching coach over the last 20 years.
I wonder why that's a trend that never caught on. You know, catchers have seen more pitches probably than pitchers have thrown.
Yeah, I think they have a pretty good idea about what it takes to get hitters out. The difference might be the detail to pitchers' mechanics and technical things in their delivery that catchers may not be quite as in tune to as former pitchers who are now pitching coaches.
Crow with a foul off to the left. Crow's played in all 3 games in this series. A Portland, Oregon native. One-time first-round pick back in 2005. Fouls it off his foot. It's a young Indians team. At the youngest 40-man roster in the American League. They got 6 rookies on their ball club right now.
Well, based on where the Indians were, that's pretty much their only way to go, is trying to rebuild with young players.
Back in 07, that's only 3 years ago, they had 96 wins in the AL Central title. They were up 3-1 on Boston trying to get to the World Series and could not stick the landing. Then in 08, they were undone by down years from Hafner and Carmona, among others. They ended up trading away CC Sabathia. Last year, they got rid of Cliff Lee. Indians fans had to watch Lee versus Sabathia in Game 1 of the World Series. Say, my goodness, those used to be our 1 and 2 pitchers right there. 1 and 2 to Crow. The ball trying to come back and grab that outside corner, didn't quite get there. Last year it was a wide open AL Central. The Indians just couldn't get going or catch a break. And they nosedived at the end. 65-97 was their final record. Made a managerial change. And the city of Cleveland now is at 46 years without a major championship in any sport. Chopped. Smoke takes a crazy spin, shuttles it along, safe to call. A wonderful recovery by Smoke.
That's one of the weirdest base hits you'll see. He just chopped that ball right straight into the ground. I don't know if it was spin or it hit something in the infield, but it spun and kicked away from Smoke, who fielded it. And they almost got the out on it. Would have been a beautiful play.
Check the hop. The Crow hop.
That was a nice flip, too. Just couldn't quite get him.
And the call was that Colby was off the bag. Not that he wasn't there in time, according to first base umpire Tim Timmons.
Yeah, actually, it's a wrong call. He beat it, and he was on the bag.
Yeah.
The call was right safe, but The reason
the wrong reason
wasn't right. The back of his heel touched the base, which is very difficult for a first base umpire to see. It doesn't mean he wouldn't have called him safe anyway.
Marte takes down and outside. We'll show you that play at first again.
Watch when Kobe's foot comes down. Crow's already there, and back of Kobe's heel does touch the base, but almost impossible for Tim Timmons to see that. We just have a great angle at slow motion.
Four hits in 4 innings now for the Indians. Last 3 games now, the opponent's batting average against Colby's been up around 340, 350, and before that tag it was under 200. Tough to continue at that pace, though. 200 opponent's batting average.
And 11 of Kobe's 16 starts, he's given up 5 hits or less.
Inside. Colby had a 10-pitch first inning and an 8-pitch third inning. But it was a 20-pitch second inning. And at least a 20-pitch fourth inning now. The Rangers open the scoring tonight with a Josh Hamilton RBI single. Now the Indians 2 in the top of the 4th. Well, the runner was going that time. Blanco with some vertical. Robbing Andy Marte.
Bad luck for Marte. Good fortune for Kobe.
Heck of a leap right there by Blanco to keep this thing 2-1. The team's opening day second baseman. Kinsley, remember, opened on the DL. That prevents Colby Lewis from giving up his 5th hit and 3rd run. Now here is Justin Smoke. Boy, that changeup from Talbot continues to be a storyline tonight. Mitch Talbot, no relation to Fred Talbot, former As some of you may know from the book Ball 4, former Seattle pilot, the arch nemesis of the author of that book. That's a required baseball book to read if you're over 18.
My daughter read that when she was in college.
Yeah.
And loved it.
Happy to know you weren't named in that book anywhere?
Well, yeah. Real happy. She wasn't like an incredible baseball junkie or anything. She just heard about the book, read it. First question was, is that true? So, well,
I
didn't live through a lot of it, but it's based on fact for sure.
I just remember one of the journal entries from Jim Bouton, whatever day it was, that the opening line was, "Fred Talbot hates me."
Yeah, when that book came out, Fred Talbot wasn't the only one.
Commissioner wasn't a big fan either. Smoke is down on strikes for a second time tonight. I would imagine it's tough to get your rhythm going again, as Smoke so badly needs to do against a guy like Mitch Talbot.
Well, it's difficult. He's got a good sinker, 88, 91 miles an hour, and a real good changeup. It is tough to time. That's why he's having a good year. He's 8-7, a winning record on a losing team with a 386 earned run average. Fewer hits than innings pitched.
54 innings since his last home run allowed.
Yeah. A good pitcher. You know, acquired for Kelly Shopik, and Shopik is a good catcher, but it's someone the Indians didn't need with Carlos Santana ready to come up and play. So it's almost like getting a free pitcher.
Right. Well, Talbot at some point was, I guess, destined to pitch in Tarrant County, because you mentioned earlier the two guys he's been traded for are Fort Worth natives, Aubrey Huff and then Kelly Shopik.
Yeah.
Oh-2 delivery. Up and outside the trainer with Blanco on deck.
He's got a great delivery for a changeup. His windup is slow, and then his arm action is real quick. As he starts his delivery, slow, and then right here it's quick. And that offers a lot of deception when he throws his changeup. You kind of get lulled with the slow windup, and then all of a sudden here it comes, and it tends to make the hitter jump a little bit in his changeup. So very effective delivery for a changeup.
Yeah, when he's throwing that changeup, it's almost like slow, fast, slow is what you're seeing all in that order.
Yeah.
There's slow, there's fast. Not actually a fastball that time. Trainer fouls it away. Nice crowd here tonight on a $1 hot dog night. Been a more humid summer than many around here, and that's kind of where we are tonight. But 88 degrees right now, not unpleasant. Talbot to Trainer on 2-2. And off and in the crowd again. Still monitoring Angels White Sox, still being delayed by rain. And I'm assuming, Tom, got to get that one in because that's their only trip into Chicago.
Yeah, they'll probably, well, we've seen the Rangers wait there for 7 hours one time for a rain delay a long time ago. I don't know if they'll wait that long during a night game, but
there's that changeup to get Trainer. 2 out in the inning. Time for the trivia question brought to you by AT&T tonight. The oldest rookie in Major League history was not the guy that Disney made the movie out of, Jim Morris. But that was a great movie. Filmed in large measure right here in this ballpark. Answer coming up soon. Blanco to left center field. Final out of the inning. End of 4 at the ballpark tonight. It's 2-1 for Cleveland. this date back in 1906. Satchel Paige was signed by the Indians on this date, on his 42nd birthday. Also the first African-American to pitch in the major leagues. 42 years old is when he finally got his chance. And he did not disappoint. Colby Lewis trying to get back to it now. He had a very good first 3 innings and then wobbled in the 4th. So here's where you're going to find out about what's up the rest of the way with Colby Lewis. Do you revert to form, or do you stay in trouble right now? We're going to talk to Steve Busby this inning, the resident pitching expert on site. We'll catch Buzz after the game on Rangers Live. And Buzz, what do you figure? The 3 innings for Colby versus the 4th inning for Colby looked like 2 different deals.
Well, yeah, and Josh, I think the command just left him briefly. I don't think that's anything more than just a hiccup. And you know, we've seen Colby go through streaks where he's had put 5 or 6 innings like that together, good ones together, and then had a little hiccup. But that's pretty typical of guys that you know, just are able to work around things a little bit, I guess. And the second time through the order, guys are looking. Most of the guys that went up there were swinging early in the count, so they had an idea what they wanted to hit off Colby too, and that sometimes that necessitates another adjustment by the pitcher.
He's hopped right ahead of Jason Donald here. 2 strikes. He struck him out last time. Going to strike him out this time. That is the bounce back you wanted to see. Buzz, overall, when we talk Colby Lewis, I mean, we all heard what everybody else heard during spring training, you know, what the Rangers hoped to get out of him. Is this what you're seeing? Is this what you would hope for, too?
You know, this is more, I think, than anybody dared hope for. As consistent as he's been, everybody but Colby. I think Colby knew what he could do. But this, you know, this version of Colby Lewis, the 2.0 version, significantly better than the original one, and a better pitcher.
Brantley, who almost never swings first pitch. In fact, it's only the 2nd time all year he's done it in more than 50 trips to the plate. He jumps on it, and he's got the 5th Cleveland hit of the night.
Hey, Josh, the thing I like about Colby Lewis now is he's making pitching very simple. Mm-hmm. I don't mean to say it's an easy art. It certainly isn't easy, but it doesn't have to be complicated. And Colby, I think they takes that to the max. He throws a fastball, he throws a breaking ball, throws them at a couple different speeds, works both sides of the plate, and that's it. And it's here. Here's what I got today. See if you can hit me.
Is that what C.J. Wilson is trying to
get I think
to
so.
as well?
Yeah.
That ball getting away from Trainer and down to second base goes Brantley. C.J. yesterday, of course, the 2 hits allowed in 6 innings.
Right.
And just continues to show that he's pretty much back to where he was in April.
Really looked good. And I didn't think C.J. had as good a stuff yesterday as we've seen him have in the recent past. I thought he pitched really well. You know, stuff-wise, though, I've seen C.J. have better stuff, but he used it extremely well last night.
Outside the Knicks, who has put on quite a show, in this series.
Babe Knicks. Yeah.
I think for sure if you throw a belt high in the middle to the inside part of the plate, a fastball, he's going to turn on it.
Yes, he is.
No matter what the velocity is.
That stat right there says it all. Got 4 homers in his last 3 games.
Buzz, when you were pitching and you went through a scouting report, occasionally I'm sure you came across guys that may not be home run hitters, but when they're hot, the report is this guy's hot, and you do your best to keep it away from where he's swinging right now.
Yeah, and typically, Tom, it's the same area that Nix has been getting a lot of pitches in. That's, you know, inside part of the plate, inner half of the plate, and down about thigh high. Most guys that aren't prolific home run hitters have that one area where they can extend a little bit on, and they're fairly quick. True home run hitters, you know, they may vary. They may go through streaks where they're hitting pitches down out of the ballpark better, or up and in, or something like that. But guys that don't hit a lot pretty much have just one area. Vlad Guerrero has an area about the size of Grand Prairie that he hits them out in.
We didn't know what to expect from Mitch Talbot tonight, other than we heard he had a pretty good changeup. Yeah. I'd say that advance report on the pretty good changeup might have underestimated how good his changeup is.
Boy, it's been a dandy, hasn't it? 2 years in a row voted the best changeup in the league that he was pitching in.
Now we see why.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know that that's the kind of changeup you can even look for and hit, is it?
Well, I said earlier that I think it's the kind of changeup from a hitter standpoint. You get a hitter out and throw 3 or 4 in a row.
Yeah.
With the movement it's got on it.
Nix waits out a walk on 3-2, brings up Carlos Santana. But the way Nix has been swinging, I guess you don't mind the walk. Nix, yeah, he's adopted the Vernon Wells plan here. Grow up in the Metroplex, live in the Metroplex, have a 3-game series in the Metroplex, and hit 4 home runs.
Yeah.
That's what Vernon did on the opening 3 games of the season. You gotta like this guy too, huh? Carlos Santana.
Boy, he is impressive. You know, the more I watch, and I watched him a little bit in batting practice yesterday or today, I guess, and the first day in, he's got some pretty good pop in his bat, especially from the left side. But I was talking with Jim Sundberg, and he said he really likes his energy behind the plate and his positive approach and how he moves behind the plate. He's got a pretty good future. Sonny knows a little bit about catching.
Yeah, I think he looks like Tony Pena behind the plate, who had that same kind of energy. Well, this kid can hit, boy. He walked like 18 or 19 times in 80 at bats.
Tony Pena,
an all-star for a long time.
You mentioned Tony Pena, Tom. He hit maybe the most memorable home run in the history of that ballpark in Cleveland. That's now been around for about the same time that the Rangers ballpark's been around. 13th inning homer. Game 1 of the division series against the Red Sox in '95. That was the Indians' first postseason win since 1948.
Well, if the Indians get back to the postseason in the next 7 or 8 years, this kid's going to be a big reason why.
Two on, 1 out. After Santana, it's the former Ranger Travis Hafner. That ball popped up.
Good pitch right there. Got the fastball in on him.
Infield fly rule in effect. And by the way, if you've got a question for Mr. Steve Busby, you can text your questions to 57538. The keyword is buzz. Standard text rates do apply. And catch Buzz on Rangers Live after the game tonight. So now Travis Hafner. And the Rangers, by the way, in the bottom of the 5th will have some speed to begin things. Bourbon and Andrews to lead off. That's kind of important if it stays a 2-1 game. Get that tying man on with speed. Outside corner. And Colby now, Buzz is back in the top 10 in the American League in strikeouts with what he's done tonight.
And that may be the most surprising thing, John. You know, now that we've seen Colby for better part of 3.5 months, that he has that many strikeouts without throwing the 95-mile-an-hour fastball that he had before. I mean, he really is a consummate pitcher now.
You don't see many guys come back from Japan in the middle of their careers, prime of their career, especially pitchers. Some of the Japanese position players have done that, but it certainly looks like success in Japan has translated as success in the big leagues for Colby too.
Gets it in there. And the Rangers have been dealing Hafner a lot of off-speed stuff this series. Neutralized him the other night for the most part. With 2 men on, the 1-2 pitch on the ground. Blanco's got to scoot over and he kicks it. The Indians now will take a 3-1 lead. An error on Blanco. Remember, last inning ended with a leaping catch from the same guy. A tremendous play. And that was a bit of an unusual play for Blanco because they had shifted a bit on Hafner and he was tearing after that ball from an angle he's probably not used to doing, but still a play he's got to make.
Yeah, he's a good defensive player, and whether you're going to your left or going to your right, that's a play you got to make. He's in front of that ball. A relatively easy play. Just kicked out of his glove, didn't come up with it.
And that's why you wave a guy around and you know to run anyway. With 2 men out, you just keep going. With Brantley's speed, he scores.
Buzz, as a pitcher, how did you personally handle those kind of situations? Did that affect your style on the mound, or did you just shrug it off?
You know, Tom, I'd love to say that every single time I just shrugged it off and came back and made a great pitch.
But you're human.
But I didn't. That was one of the things I think that experience taught me. That, you know, I used to get upset with guys not making plays, and it was finally pointed out to me that I walked quite a few people too from time to time.
And they might have gotten upset with you.
Yeah, and they might have been a little hot out there on a Sunday afternoon game, about 105 degrees. They didn't appreciate that too much. No, it's just one of those things I think you'll learn how to deal with. I came to believe, and I think I got myself to the point where I tried to pick up my teammate when he made an error by making better pitches. And I think the attitude adjustment helped me become that kind of a pitcher. But it's not easy. Human nature says you get upset when things don't go the way you think they should.
Yeah, especially when you make a good pitch.
Yeah.
You get the ball. You're trying to jam them. You get the ground ball. You think the inning's over.
Well, and I mean, seriously, shy of a lobotomy or something. I mean, something goes wrong. You're not just going to go, oh, that's okay.
Yeah, I like that.
That was great. Let's do that one again.
Yeah, that was so much fun, right?
But there are ways to wear that.
Yeah.
You know. Try to get it in on Peralta. He's sending it down the line foul. Peralta had chased a couple of high fastballs. Maybe that'll be the ticket to get Colby out of the inning.
Tell you what, I did make myself, though, dude, Tom, as long as you asked that, I made myself get to the point where after the inning, I'd always go up over to whoever made the error, pat him on the back, say, hang with it.
That's nice.
Something. You know, I made myself do that, even though I
didn't quite mean it all the time.
No, I meant it. If I'd done it before, I wouldn't have been quite as sincere.
Yeah. No, I know a fielder appreciates that, too. Did you ever have fielders come up to you during a game and say sorry? Or did they know kind of not to bother the pitcher?
No, I don't think so. I had Cookie Rojas come in one time and tell me he was going to kick my rear end if I didn't get this guy out. But does that count?
No, that doesn't count.
Doesn't qualify? No.
It's like the opposite.
That was my growing up day in the major leagues, courtesy of Cookie. And it worked.
Time requested here. Trainer and Colby Lewis just can't get on the same page here on what to do 1 and 2. Lewis up to 83 pitches. He decides fastball and it's popped up. Trainer had to navigate around Peralta, gets there, makes the catch, and the Indians strand 2, but they score 1. Buzz, thank you. Talk to you on Rangers Live.
Okay, Josh.
After the fact, thanks.
Look forward to it.
Buzz. Thanks, Buzz. Michael Young cap. A good-looking cap, which we'll show you right here on a good-looking kid who desperately needs a haircut. But the hat fits right on all that hair beautifully. And if you're here Saturday night, you too can get the Michael Young Rangers hat, expertly modeled. And Michael Young
found a new career, Kobe.
No, I didn't mean to take you. Come here. Just want to show everybody you had the Michael Young jersey on too. Spin around, buddy. Look at that. No, you're done. All right. Bye. That's enough TV work for one Lewin family for one night. Here is Bourbon. And yeah, before the game, the praises will be sung loudly for Michael Young, the all-time hit leader. Four games with the Orioles. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Don't forget Sunday is a 2:05 game. With 7:05s tomorrow night, Friday and Saturday. Tommy Hunter, we mentioned, tag on the mound tomorrow. And boy, what a great story he's been. The only start he hasn't won. And the Rangers ended up winning that game anyway, but it's the one he had to leave early with that minor injury, as it turned out. Otherwise, he's 5-0. Bourbon behind the bag. This is going to be close. Bourbon is safe.
He just outran that play. Donald really didn't do anything wrong. He ranged to his left. He fielded it. He threw, and Bourbon beat it. Well, what an advantage when you can run like that. That's just a routine out for almost every hitter in the league, and it turns into an infield hit for Bourbon. I saw Eric Ibar for the Angels do the similar kind of thing. He's that same kind of player, slapping on the ground and run. Bourbon's a little more than that, though. He can drive the ball, but when you hit a little ground ball like that and you can run and you can beat it out, sure helps your batting average.
Andrews with a line shot foul. He started things with a double for the Rangers tonight. They've had only 3 more hits since. And Michael Young on deck. As Talbot bends down to tie his right shoelace. Just throw this out there, Tag. This is a rare night where off the bench you've got Kinsler and Guerrero.
Yeah, it's probably a night where the Indians won't bring a left-handed reliever to face a left-handed hitter unless it's Josh Hamilton. I don't believe you want to see Vlad come up late in the game, close game, to face a lefty.
Well, the Rangers have the luxury tonight of picking the exact spot when they want Kinsler to bat and the exact spot when they want Vlad to swing.
Yeah.
Runner goes. Bourbon had a good jump, and incredibly, Tom, it's been 20 games. 21 now, including tonight, since he's had an official stolen base attempt.
Huh. That was probably a hit and run, and the Indians had the second baseman covering. And we watch Elvis more than they do, but the way Elvis hits the ball to right field, if I've got a choice, I'm going to have the shortstop covering. But Elvis is going to try to hit the ball to the right side of the infield on a hit and run for sure. If he hits the ball on the ground, he's got an easy first and third right there with the second baseman covering. And he's still got a hole to shoot at with Marte holding Bourbon at first base, and that's what he's trying to do right now.
By the way, last check, still a rain delay in Chicago. Long one. The Angels and the White Sox.
The White Sox had a long one while they were here. We didn't start till 9:30 one night, so we're used to it.
Outside snap, throw not in time.
I love watching Santana. He has fun back there. Got a good arm. Show it off. Even if you don't have a chance to throw him out. Fire it around.
He definitely does play with, you're right, an energy.
Got charisma. That's what Pudge had, too. Tony Pena had it. Got a pretty good coach in Sandy Alomar to learn from, too.
Ball gets away, and now Bourbon will move. He gets down to second after all that. Now, he had the pleasure of getting to know Sandy Alomar Jr. briefly in his time with the Rangers towards the end of his career. Another very popular Indians catcher.
It's a wild pitch. I would think for a young catcher like Santana to have Sandy Alomar, another Latin catcher who can converse with him in Spanish if need be, is a huge asset for him with his experience. He's an all-star catcher, the credibility that he has.
Elvis does roll to the left side, as it turns out.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there. Elvis is trying to hit the ball to right field, trying to move the runner to third, but the pitch is the kind of pitch where you just can't do it on. It's 3-2. And he throws a sinker down and in. That's a pretty tough pitch to hit to the right side. In that situation, you just got to put the ball in play, hit the ball. Turned out he pulled the ball. Not much you could do. If that ball is up or out over the plate, Elvis is going to hit it to the right side. Talbot made a nice pitch.
Here is Michael Young. Has not put the ball in play yet tonight. A walk in the first, a swinging strike 3 in the third. The error on Blanco, getting the Indians their third run.
Well, one thing that's picked up in the last 15 minutes is the wind.
No doubt.
Blowing straight in our faces up here anyway.
Michael Young in the air. Right field, at the track, at the wall. Goodbye. Tie game.
That's a big home run right there. Rangers fall behind by a couple. Talbot's pitching well. And Michael Young steps up and eliminates the 2-run gap. That's a big one. Rangers been getting big hits all year.
Race to your computer. Log on. Get that guy in his 7th All-Star game. He just hit a big-time 2-run homer to tie this game 3-3.
Talbot hasn't made a lot of bad pitches tonight. That's a fastball up right in the middle of the plate. And Michael did the rest.
The first home run Talbot's allowed in 55 innings.
The Indians worked hard to get that 2-run advantage over a 2-inning stretch in the 4th and 5th. Got an unearned run in the 5th. The Rangers, one swing of the bat, eliminate that.
Guy's got a flair for the dramatic, doesn't he? We're up here, you know, promoting his big night Saturday. We show the cap, we show the jersey, we talk about
you want another reason?
How he should be in the All-Star game, and he homers right over his own sign that says to vote for Michael Young to tie the game.
Yeah, Michael said he wasn't going to campaign.
Sure. It's another ball
Mom
four.
and Dad are here too.
That's right. Got a chance to. Well, they've seen that one before though. 12th of the year for Michael. Murphy will take inside, bringing Josh Hamilton to the plate. It all started with the infield hit from Bourbon. That hustle from Bourbon. And he was safe by half a step.
Hey, it just shows how tough it is against a good team, good hitting team, for a pitcher to pitch 7 or 8 innings and hold that team to a couple of runs. You just have to have good stuff and just continue to make good pitches inning after inning after inning. It's not that easy. Talbot's been throwing the ball extremely well tonight. He's had good movement, made a lot of good pitches. He's had a good changeup. And all he had to do was give up an infield hit, ground ball to shortstop that Bourbon beat out, and one bad pitch to Michael Young, and bang, 2 runs on the board.
Now Talbot's got to deal with Hamilton. Well, you had mentioned the wind picked up a little bit, Tag. And sometimes when the wind starts to blow towards the batter, it has that swirl kind of.
I think generally when the wind is blowing in our face, the jet stream is starting to take effect. I think Michael hit that ball really well. But I don't think the wind did anything but help it. Still have to hit it, and I think that's a home run anyway because it went about 7 or 8 rows back. But for the rest of the game, there may be a ball that shouldn't go out that will because of the way the wind is blowing. I don't think that's one of them. I think that's a home run anyway.
Hamilton now has a chance to get past Ichiro for most hits in the American League. He's already got the most total bases. Right now tied for the best batting average. Tied for first in home runs. Slaps it foul.
The other pitch that Talbot throws, and it's a nice pitch for him, is a cutter. He's got one of those true cutters that's about a 2 or 3 inch break on it. Throws at 89 or 90 miles an hour. It's a good pitch for him against left-hand hitters. Try to get the ball in on their fists. Talbot's not a 21 or 22-year-old rookie pitcher. He's 26 years old, and we mentioned he's had 900 innings in the minor leagues. So he's got some experience. And he looks like an experienced rookie the way he pitches.
Hamilton slowly towards short. Only the second double play he's hit into all year. However, the Michael Young opposite field home run has made this thing, as they say, a brand new ball game. It's 3-3 at the end of 5. $150. Ford is the best in Texas. By Fred Loya Insurance, where being local matters. And by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com, grab your bag. It's on. Those clouds look a little ominous, don't they?
Yeah, they really do.
We were told we'd be okay weather-wise, and whoever they are, we're going to continue to believe them.
So far, they're right.
3-3 into the 6th inning. Shelley Duncan to the plate. Pops one foul against Colby Lewis. The Michael Young 2-run homer has this game knotted up again. We'll check some scores from around baseball in this inning for you. Still waiting on the Angels and White Sox to get going. Tigers beat the Orioles today 4-2. Max Scherzer squares his record at 6-6. First big league homer for Danny Worth of Detroit. Baltimore on its way here right now. Blue Jays lead the Twins tonight 6-5. And Josh Hamilton does not have the league lead in home runs anymore. So look at O'Day getting ready. Jose Bautista is hit number 22.
Boy. Right when you think, okay, that's enough for Jose Bautista, he just keeps hitting them.
6-5 Toronto over Minnesota after 8. The Rays lead the Red Sox 6-2 at the end of 8. Evan Longoria, number 13. Pegged, and that's fair. Young was playing well off the line. Murphy's got to go hunt it down in the corner. Now with nobody out here in the top of the 6th, Duncan at second base. We'll see how quickly the Rangers will consider O'Day.
Yeah, Kobe had quick innings, fairly quick first 3 innings, but the last 2 innings have been a labor. A lot of pitches in the 4th. Had to pitch out of an unearned run in the 5th.
They're appealing at first base to see if he actually missed first base or not.
So the first base umpire looked to the home plate umpire for the call.
Ron Washington out for an explanation anyway.
Yep, very satisfied with the explanation Tim Timmons gave him.
So Duncan, after striking out twice, lacing that one into the corner. Mike Maddox went out to talk to Lewis, and it's going to be Trevor Crowe coming up. Number 7 man in the Indians order. Colby does have 5 strikeouts tonight. Got the cornerman in a bit. No sign of the bunt. A couple of walks for Colby tonight. That's only 6 of those in his last 5 games total. And a correction, 6 strikeouts for Colby, not 5. Hard hit but foul by Crowe. And again, the wind has indeed picked up at the ballpark. .103 strikeouts total for Colby now. Puts him unofficially 7th in the league. Jared Weaver continues to lead. He's got 130. O'Day ready in the bullpen. Still Lewis for now. And on 2-1 a foul. 2-2. The Indians 12.5 games out in the AL Central. Last place. But again, they've been playing better of late. 7-3 in their last 10. In there to strike him out. And Crowe not a happy camper.
And good for Tim Cheetah. I love it when an umpire lets a guy get his 2 cents worth in. Crowe yelled a couple of things, kept walking, and Tim let him go. Good move.
Trevor Crowe almost turned into Russell Crowe right there on Tim Cheetah.
Yeah, Tim did the right thing, though. He didn't charge him. He didn't look at him. He just let him get his 2 cents worth in, and off he went. No problem. Nice going, Tim.
And you know, you go back 98 World Series. There was a very unpleasant Kevin Brown rant over a close call at first, and Brown stomped and screamed. That was Tim Cheetah who took the rant in that one, as I recall, a dozen years ago. And obviously Kevin Brown could rant with the best of them, but I think you're right, Tom. As much as some umpires are harangued for their short fuses and their bullying poses, I give a thumbs up to that too.
Yeah, I just think in the heat of battle, you know, the umpire's neutral, his heart's not pounding, but in the heat of battle, players need to be allowed that 5 seconds to say what they have to say. Now, there's a limit to what you can say, and my guess is that Crow didn't cross that boundary. But at the same time, I think there's occasionally a macho reaction where the player yells, the umpire gets right in his face, something's provoked, and all of a sudden the player's kicked out of the game. But that was kind of harmless. Trevor got his 2 cents worth in, kept walking. Tim let him go, and on with the game.
We go to Jim Knox.
All right, thanks, Josh. With John Hoover right here. He is the Texas Rangers representative, People's All-Stars Among Us. He's going to the All-Star game in Los Angeles because of his work in the community that he did with A Wish with Wings. What's that about, John?
A Wish with Wings is an Arlington-based organization that grants wishes to children with life-threatening illnesses, based, like I said, here in Arlington, and it grants wishes to children in Texas. It deals with children in the state of Texas.
Great. Now, what are you going to look forward to most when you go to the All-Star game in L.A.?
Well, obviously going to the game and cheering the Rangers that get to go, including Michael Young. Everybody needs to go home and vote Michael in tonight.
That's right. Great. Way to go. We trained you right there. Way to go. Yes, let's vote Michael Young in, and congratulations, Sean. Enjoy the trip to the All-Star game. Appreciate the time. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. Josh.
That is real great work. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, John.
What a nice thing he does, and what a nice honor.
1-1 the count to Jason Donald. He has struck out twice. There was some good competition there too, but John Hoover is your winner.
Nice thing that Major League Baseball does to recognize such worthy people.
Fouled by Donald, 1-2, and Colby Lewis now a pitch away from getting through 6 innings. That would give him the old quality start, right? 6 innings, so 2 earned runs allowed right now.
Yeah, and if he can pitch out of this inning, it'll be a nice job of pitching, because Duncan doubled to start the inning. Struck out Crow. Got the pop up to left field from Marte. Now he's 1-2, trying to pitch out of it right here to Donald.
And the Rangers will have Nelly Cruz leading off in the bottom of the 6th inning. And again, a nice ballpark breeze blowing out right now.
Good.
He got him.
That's pitching out of a jam right there.
That's 8 strikeouts for the night for the Cobra, and it's 3-3, bottom of the 6th coming up. just because it is getting later in the evening, but the storm is popping up around the Metroplex. Hopefully we're going to dodge whatever's around us. A 3-3 game. Mitch Talbot has thrown 90 pitches to get through five innings right now. Rangers start up the bottom of the 6th with Nelson Cruz. Nelly with his first home run since May 25th last night. His 3rd homer against the Indians this year. And a lot of off-speed stuff from Talbot.
I'm pretty impressed with Talbot. Pretty impressed with the Indian battery, to be honest with you. Talbot and Santana. Talbot can be a real solid starter. Santana's a building block for any team trying to build a winning team. Starting with your catcher, that's a pretty good place to start.
You hear about Santana and the Giants' Buster Posey as guys, along with Matt Wieters of Baltimore, of course, kind of that new wave of catchers. Cruz is out by only half a step. Posey, by the way, 2 homers, 6 RBI tonight.
Wow.
As we say hello to Emily Jones.
Hey guys, just wanted to remind you to check out FoxSportsSouthwest.com. On there you can find the latest on the longest NBA free agency period in the history of sports, and also a great story on Kevin Durant, who actually was not a free agent, but he did reach a contract extension with the Oklahoma City Thunder. And you know what he did? He just tweeted it. And I know Tom don't tweet, but I would much prefer guys to handle their business through Twitter rather than the dog and pony show that some of these other gentlemen are taking us on. Just my 2 cents. Back up to you guys.
Tag is having a 1-hour special tomorrow in which he will announce what he had for breakfast. So you won't want to miss that.
Yep, it's going to be on your Twitter account. You'll tweet it for me. I wonder if Emily tweets.
I'm all tweeted out for today. I think Emily tweets.
Does she?
You unofficially tweet. You've got a ghost tweeter out there somewhere.
That's true.
Not endorsed by Tom.
No, it's not endorsed.
Alexei Ogando getting ready in the bullpen. Justin Smoke gives it a ride. To the track. Caught by Bradley.
Here we go again. I mean, he's just over the last, well, pretty much all season long, he's hit a lot of balls like that have been caught. He's either got to aim them in a different direction or lift some weights and make it go 10 feet farther. One or the other. I think he hit that ball a little bit off the end of the bat. He still gave it a good ride, 400 feet to right center field. But it's just another at bat where you watch Justin hit, and he does not look like a 211 hitter when you watch him up at the plate taking his swings and hitting a lot of balls pretty well like that. After a while, a hitter keeps coming back to the dugout, and you have guys say, hang in there, and you just don't want to hear it.
Trainer drills one towards the corner. Matt Trainer will get it done. On his way to second base, in there with a double. And a chance for one of yesterday's heroes. Andres Blanco is due to come up. Remember, Kinsler and Guerrero in reserve tonight. Blanco came through yesterday with the base hit that untied the game.
Nice play by Crow out in left field to make it a fairly close play at second base.
Crow had that dive yesterday trying to thwart Joaquin Arias.
Looked like he was trying to fly.
Arias ended up with more runs batted in on that one swing than he had all year.
Andres made an error that allowed a run to score. He can pick up a run right here and make it even.
Blanco had 1 RBI all year and then ended up with 2 runs batted in on one swing yesterday. Real quick, Tom, we mentioned the 2-homer, 6 RBI game for Posey. Adam Dunn, is this a better one or not? 3 homers, 5 RBI. What's better, 3/5 or 2/6?
Good question. I guess I got to go, well,
I got to go with a 6.
With a 6 RBI?
Yeah, I think I do.
All right, it's Buster Posey.
That's a tough one, though. I like that extra home run. But technically, I guess if you're a team player, the 6 gives your team one more run, unless it was a 15-1 game.
Adam Dunn helped his team win 7-6, if that helps. The Giants won 11-1. So they could have done it without Posey. Nationals could not have done it without Dunn. Ooh, outside corner to Blanco. Everything's even here. 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, both ways. Talbot's right at 100 pitches for the night, 70 strikes. And again, going for that outside edge, didn't quite get it.
Would you rather hit for the cycle or get 2 home runs and 2 doubles?
2 homers, 2 doubles.
I would too.
Yeah, because that's more meat on the bone right there. Cycle's just unusual.
I agree. Would you rather get 4 triples or 2 home runs and 2 doubles? No, 2 home runs and a double.
4 triples.
4 triples?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's never been done. That's cool.
That puts you in a record book.
That I would do.
Would you rather hit
You love this game.
3 inside the park home runs and knock in 5 runs, or 2 grand slams?
Oh, 3 inside the park. Boy, he just kept trying to get it on the outside, and Blanco kept looking at him. Over 100 pitches, and the Indians bullpen not cranking quite yet. Bourbone's coming out. And Tim Belcher, their pitching coach, will head to the mound. You are one of the great would-you-rather players of all time. It's one of your favorite games.
That is. It's fun to play that.
We've been talking tonight, Tom, about Michael Young's candidacy for the All-Star game. If you'll indulge, here is a special announcement.
Hi, I'm Ryan Zimmerman, and I'm endorsing Rangers third baseman Michael Young.
Vote for Ryan because he's a good guy, a good player, and because Pudge would want you to.
Vote the third base ticket when you fill out your final vote ballot by 3 p.m. Thursday at TexasRangers.com.
Michael said Pudge would want you to get this done.
That's great.
We'll all vote for the Nationals guy. The Nationals fans will all vote for the Rangers guy. Washington, of course, gave the Metroplex a ball club in the first place, so it's the least we can do.
Yeah, in other words, for the few people who might not want to vote for Michael, do it because Pudge said to.
Joe Smith getting ready out there for Cleveland. You've got till 3 o'clock tomorrow to go to TexasRangers.com. Cast your vote for Michael and our new best friend Ryan Zimmerman.
That's creative.
We mentioned earlier today, Jason Witten throws his hat into the ring.
I like that too.
Supporting Michael. Get LeBron to mention it during that hour tomorrow.
Now you got something.
Bourbon up the middle. Here comes Trainer. Rumbling on in.
Get home.
He will score. Everybody moving up. Bourbon, though, is into second base after some hesitation. It is 4-3.
That's one of those plays. If Brantley throws out the runner at third, it was going to be close. Whether Trainer was able to get home in time, that would have been close. As it is, no damage done. Only damage done has been to Mitch Talbot by Julio Bourbon, who lines his pitch back up the middle for a big hit with 2 outs.
And it was a 2-out double by Trainer that got this thing going. And you're right here, Tom. Well, we lost it, but
right here, you got the guy going to third. Here comes the throw to third. Trainer's going home. They were both going to get there at about the same time, but never came into play because the throw was offline.
And then Peralta ended up getting neither the runner going into second or the runner rounding third. So that works out well, except for Mitch Talbot, who's done. The Rangers lead 4-3. It'll be second and third, and Elvis Andrus coming up. We're back in just a moment. bullpen, Joe Smith, will come on and take on some right-hand hitters now, Andrews and Young.
Now here's where you'd love to see another big 2-out hit, give a little cushion to the ball club. But right now, the run is pretty well placed in the bottom of the 6th inning for Kobe Lewis, who pitched really well, 6 innings, 2 earned runs. If the Rangers don't relinquish the lead, Kobe stands to take advantage of that and win his 8th ball game of the year.
Elvis has been thriving in these opportunities all year. Runners in scoring position. Lays off and jumps ahead 1-0. If he gets on, Michael Young will bat. Remember, he hit the 2-run homer last inning. Cleveland's got a home run tonight from Jason Nix, his 4th of the series. All-Star Elvis Andrews, the 5th ever Ranger shortstop to go to the All-Star game, if you include Michael Young.
Not easy to lay off those sweeping breaking balls from a sidearm right-hander.
Elvis continues to show that discipline up there. He lays off again. Tony Sipp, the lefty, getting ready for Murphy and Hamilton. He takes. Michael Young's coming up in the sonic slam inning with the bases loaded.
Well, you've been talking about the night that Buster Posey had.
Yeah.
The night that Dunn had. Who knows?
This could be a 2/6 for Michael Young right here with one swing. Last inning with the Rangers trailing 3-1 at the time. And again, some discipline. Watching that pitch just keep on moving.
And that's the key to this kind of a pitcher. He's going to throw it out of the strike zone. You have to accommodate him and let him do it. Attaboy.
Yep, he's letting him do it.
You know, force him to throw your fastball right here. Now you can look for your pitch.
All this started with 2 out and nobody on. In on him. That was the fastball, but tough to turn on that. Blanco, Bourbon, and Andrews. Good speed aboard. The Rangers playing without Kinsler and Guerrero tonight. Still leading Cleveland 4-3. Michael's family, we've already seen 1 home run tonight. Guides that one out of play. Crowd of probably about 25,000 to 30,000 here tonight. All of whom have already been won over by Michael Young over the years. And a chance to break it open right here. Ground ball. Rangers settle for 1 run. They leave him loaded. They've stranded 7 so far tonight, but they've got the lead on the Indians. First time tonight. It's 4-3. Seventh inning, a pitching change. Jacoby Lewis going a quality 6, just like C.J. Wilson did last night. Alexei Ogando putting the O into Ogando, the 0.73 ERA. All the guys out of the bullpen tag that start with O, Ogando, O'Day, and Oliver, have ERAs in between 0.73 and 1.6. I mean, they're unbelievable, those guys. 52 hits allowed in 84 innings for the 3 O's.
Better go trade for Eric O'Flaherty.
He'd fit right in.
His ERA will drop precipitously if he joins this bullpen.
Bringing Will Oman. You have an all-O bullpen.
Might as well go for it.
It's working really well so far. Ogando's going to face the top of the order here. Brantley, Nix, and Santana. I haven't seen anything yet, Tag, that leads me to believe that that game between the Angels and White Sox has started. I've not gotten any update on that. Raining and raining and raining in Chicago. A nice tight game right here. Been a lot of that around baseball today, with one glaring exception. The Giants now up 15-1 on Milwaukee, going in the bottom of the 6th. That game in Milwaukee. Home team losing by 14. But every other game right now, in between a 1-run and 2-run deficit all around baseball.
Well, it was almost one of those breaking balls that hit a batter in the foot.
See the finish yesterday, by the way, in Denver, Colorado, with the 9 in the 9th.
Yeah, that was amazing. Those outfielders looked like they're playing on the warning track. Those line shots were falling right in front of them.
Pass the mound. Andrews has got it. Quick release to get Brantley. It's a big win for Colorado as they stay within 4 games of first in the West. 9 in the 9th to get that done. Jason Nix will come up, and Tom, you've been talking about the why behind all these home runs he's been hitting. Your Coors Light freeze camp.
Fastball in, same exact pitch. There's 2 of them. That's pretty close, a little more toward the middle of the plate. And I'd say all those pitches are within 6 inches of each other. But you know what? That doesn't mean that that's a slight on Jason Nix. Those are still 90-mile-an-hour pitches that you've got to hit. So you have to still credit the hitter for being able to knock those balls out of the ballpark. That's a little different right there. Yeah. A nasty slider at 84.
Ogando has allowed only 1 home run and 1 run in the big leagues, and it was Jason Nix that hit it out against him. In there and down he goes.
And so the plan in that at bat, I'm sure Alexei remembered that, was all sliders that at bat, and a different result.
Yeah, that'd have been a first pitch fastball that Nix lofted off Ogando the other night. No fastballs that time, you're right.
And Jason knew it.
The dangerous Carlos Santana. A live ball, strike 1. That's 4 straight pitches without seeing the heat.
Yeah, all sliders. And that's one thing you like about Alexei. He's not just coming in throwing as hard as he can with 97-mile-an-hour fastballs. He's got a breaking ball to go along with it that he can throw for strikes. And a little changeup right there.
Love the 88-mile-an-hour changeup.
Yeah, that might, I don't know, that might be a little too hard for his changeup. 85 might be a little better, 86.
Fouled back this way.
Wow, that's a catch right there.
One-handed?
One-handed right there. And that was coming back at a pretty good rate of speed. Just reached down with his right hand and snared it. Nothing to it. Everybody around him is surprised. He just says, hey, I've done that before.
No big deal.
You get your hand pried against the ball and the railing.
And that young fan sitting next to that man is related to that fan who caught the ball here. Over the right shoulder. Ooh, upstairs at 97. Santana barely made contact.
That's a pretty good rip at that high fastball. Most guys are going to swing and miss at that pitch. Watch this swing. Boy, he airs it out and had a great swing at it. Just too high to hit.
That was a Pablo Sandoval swing.
Yeah, it kind of reminds you of him a little bit.
Fouls it back again. The Rangers will have 3, 4, 5 in the order coming up in the bottom of the 7th inning. Leading now 4-3 and trying to take this series 2-1. The Orioles will be at the ballpark tomorrow night. High with the fastball, 2-2. And Colby Lewis on line for the win. He struck out 8 tonight. Got Jason Donald 3 times. Shelley Duncan twice. Trevor Crowe twice. Blanco, another one!
Nice play. Had time to get that one. He jammed him a little bit.
And then he flipped it about 25 rows deep into the crowd with his adrenaline pumping. 7th inning stretch, the Rangers 4 and the Indians 3. Texas Army. There's strong, then there's Army Strong. By your Texas Chevy dealers, proud sponsor of Texas baseball. And by Salt in theaters July 23rd. Dancing the night away at the ballpark tonight. About 25,000 here, including that guy. Tony Sipp will come on out there and pitch now, getting into his 37th game. And got two lefties about to bat for the Rangers, Murphy and Hamilton. So Manny Acta's move is to go get Tony Sipp.
Yeah, Sipp has had a pretty good year. His problem has been walks. He's walked 23 in 28 innings, and he's given up 6 home runs. But he struck out 30, so that would seem to indicate that he's exhibited good stuff. Just has kept it out of the strike zone a little too much.
White Sox and Angels are now underway. The White Sox with their second 2.5-hour rain delay in the last 5 days. Right now, the Rangers 4.5 up on the Angels. And a chance to increase that tonight. Frankie Francisco getting ready in the bullpen. Julio Borbon had the go-ahead single with 2 out in the 6th inning. A rally that started with 2 out. Matt Traynor should get some credit, I think, for that double.
Yeah, it looked like a harmless inning. Talbot was on his way, really pitching right out of it. Got the first 2 outs. A big 2-out hit by Borbon, too.
Ooh, Murphy with a foul right off of Santana. Murphy a homer off the bench yesterday. 1 hit tonight. That was on an 0-2 count. And then walked his last time up.
Umpires know what that feels like when the catcher gets one in the mask. They take their share as well. That's why Tim Cheetah went around the pitcher, tossed the ball back to the pitcher himself, and then cleaned off the plate, just to give Santana 10 extra seconds to catch his breath after that shot to the mask. Umpires appreciate it when a catcher will go out to talk to the pitcher right after he takes one in the mask, so you don't have to squat down and call a pitch for 15 or 20 seconds to get a little breather.
Payoff pitch to Murphy. It is stroked in right. Hangs in the air for Duncan. Out number 1, and Hamilton will come up.
The Sipp came back from a 3-0 count through 4 straight strikes.
Mississippi native is Tony Sipp. The North Carolina native Josh Hamilton heading to a 3rd straight All-Star game. 3rd straight year he will start in the All-Star game. Triple Crown type numbers he will head there with.
Well, Sipp's got a good arm. The last fastball was 93. Had a hard breaking ball. It's a matter of harnessing it and throwing strikes with it. And when he does, he's tough. That guy that caught the foul ball down in front of us just came back with a signed contract. You know, if you catch one in the air, you get a contract.
Hamilton towards center. Yeah, we can see that contract from.
I can see it. It says honorary contract.
Yeah, good eyes.
That's pretty cool. That's what they're reading right there. The wording on that honorary Ranger contract.
Yep, you catch it on the fly, you are a one-day Ranger. And that fine print there at the bottom, no big deal.
Now, therefore, sounds like a contract, doesn't it?
The legalese, you got to have legalese in a contract.
Got a few whereases and therefores in there, you know it's official.
Outside to Nelson Cruz. Your chance to come on out, see the Rangers, maybe get a contract of your own tomorrow at 7:05, Rangers versus Baltimore. And again, for those of you that missed the news earlier, such miraculous, wonderful news from the accident from yesterday. The 25-year-old firefighter that took that scary, nasty tumble in pursuit of a foul ball is going to be okay. Rip and a miss. And Cruz is down on strikes. We're at the end of 7. Rangers 4 and the Indians 3. To recognize Van Chevrolet for their support of the Carrollton Little League Association. For more info on Chevy's commitment to Youth League Baseball, go to ChevyTexasBaseball.com. Rangers have rallied for this 4-3 lead with 2 in the 5th and 1 in the 6th. A key Michael Young home run, a big part of it tonight. And now Frankie Francisco comes in. He's got to open up, though, with a power-hitting lefty. Travis Hafner will be the first guy to greet him. Strikeouts to walks numbers very solid for Frank. And the one-time Ranger, Mr. Hafner now. Boy, a big cut, and it's way, way up there. Andrews looking for it.
That pitch looked like it was 6 inches inside. He just missed hitting it out of the ballpark. What a good swing at it, boy.
They're talking about the wind right there. That ball just carried it.
Elvis is going, you guys didn't want any part of that pop-up. Actually, it wasn't 6 inches inside. It was a strike. Good pitch, though. Big swing. 1 out.
Now Johnny Peralta, 1 out of 3 with an RBI tonight. Young guards that line at third. Frankie in with a strike. Colby Lewis would get the win if the Rangers hang on. He'd go to 8-5. Mitch Talbot would drop to 8-8.
Good splitter right there.
Now that Frankie's harnessing that pitch again, it just gives him that extra weapon. The Rangers last night won without Michael Young and Elvis Andrus ever getting into the game. Tonight it's possible they could do the same thing without Kinsler and Guerrero ever getting into the game. Hard hit. Elvis backing up onto the grass. Fires. 2 down. We go to Jim Knox.
Okay, time for the Progressive fan of the game. It's between Mustard and Ketchup. They've been cheering all game long. We'll leave it to the fans. Who's for Mustard? Who's for Ketchup? It looks like Ketchup wins. Here's the Progressive bag, the Ranger shirt, the Ranger hat. Big Ranger fan. He's got Rangers colors on, and Mustard, you just got to catch up. Okay? There we go. Way to go. Congratulations, Ketchup.
I give it to Mustard for the courtesy laugh. I think
There's some enthusiasm late in the ball game.
those are some enthusiastic condiments.
I've seen the condiments at a ball game before. They like those outfits. That's who they are. It really is Mustard. Mr. Mustard in the conservatory with the candlestick.
I'll handle the pop culture, please, sir.
Sorry. It's just rubbing off on me a little bit.
I guess it has. Taken 9 years, but there you go.
I'm a slow learner.
1-1 the count to Duncan. Rangers out hitting the Indians 7-6. Inside corner. The last inning we saw Ogando get out there and send the Indians away 1-2-3.
Not exactly where he was trying to throw it, but it's a well-located strike. That's what counts.
Pop back into the crowd. The Rangers trying to make it 9 straight Indians retired after the double opened things up by Shelley Duncan. That was in the 6th inning. Now it is Duncan again with 2 out in the 8th. And the count goes to 2-2. Trying to get it to Neftali Feliz in the 9th for another save opportunity. 2-2 out pitch. Did he go? Yes, he did. No, they're not kidding you. Thank you, Chuck Norris, down there at first base. 4-3. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Sponsored by Jack FM. Go to TexasRangers.com, enter Verizon as the coupon code. Justin Smoke, batting right-handed, is going to pop one up. First pitch. And the first baseman, Marte, in front of the second baseman, Nix. Smoke fly deep to center last time up, but this is a pop-up. An 0 for 4 for the night. Neftali Feliz is good to go. The question is, how big of a lead will he be holding? Matt Trainer hit a 2-out double in the 6th inning. That got the Rangers going. Corbone eventually came through with the go-ahead RBI. Neftali would certainly enjoy a save situation. He hasn't had too many of them of late. Trainer bangs another one to left. This time it's caught for out number 2. Feliz has been passed by Joaquin Soria and Rafael Soriano on that saves chart in the AL. He's now 3rd. Chance to get number 23 tonight. That walk drawn by Blanco also helped to keep that 6th inning alive. It will be, by the way, in the top of the 9th, the bottom 3rd of that Cleveland batting order. The one guy you worry about if it gets to a 5th batter of the inning, that's Jason Nix. The guy that's got 4 homers in 3 games. In there, 0-2. Rangers have a chance to be 2-0, sitting a total of 4 All-Star starters over the last 2 days. Again, no Kinsler, no Guerrero tonight. Thought they might be used in a key pinch hitting spot at some point, but that never really materialized. Michael Young had the day off yesterday, and he comes back tonight, hits the game-tying home run. When Kinsler comes back tomorrow against Baltimore, we'll see if he can jump back in kind of the same way. Blanco down on strikes. And now it's up to Neftali Feliz. The Rangers trying to win the series against the Indians. We go to the 9th. It's 4-3. F-150. Check out the 2010 F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. All-star closer Neftali Feliz will come on trying to make it a 4-3 final tonight. Rangers trying to make it 17 wins in their last 23 games. And Feliz, who's allowed only 2 homers all year, they were back-to-back against the Tigers way back in April. 40 strikeouts in 36 innings. He's walked only 11. He's going to get the bottom third of the Cleveland batting order here in the 9th. The Indians have been set down 9 in a row ever since Duncan had the leadoff double in the 6th. That was Colby Lewis who buckled down to get out of the 6th inning. Struck out this guy, Crow. Got Marte on a fly ball. Donald to strike out.
Yeah, it's Colby's best pitching, I think, after that leadoff double in the 6th. And maybe the best breaking ball he threw was the one he struck Jason Donald out on for the last out. Last pitch he threw.
Fouled back by Crow. Ogando pitched a spotless 7th inning. Then it was Frankie Francisco with a 1-2-3 8th. Loops that one outside. Just showed him something else. Baltimore's the opponent tomorrow. Tommy Hunter goes for the win. Going to 6-0 if he gets it tomorrow night. Jeremy Guthrie for the Orioles. He's 3-10. That one up into the crowd of 24,427 on a Wednesday night. Threat of nasty weather all night tonight, but we never saw any here. Got him, one down.
The throw makes pretty good contact for a young hitter. It almost looked like Feliz quick pitched him right there. Instead of his nice, calm delivery, it looked like he sped it up a little bit. In any event, the pitch went right by him. Fouled off 3 or 4 pretty good fastballs. Couldn't catch up with that last one, though. A lot of strikes right there from Neftali.
Andy Marte 0 for 3. And he clocks it. Left field, fair or foul. Right near the pole, it is foul.
Wow.
And not by much.
Wow. Be careful with those high fastballs.
Well,
especially when a guy goes up there looking for one.
That's what happened in that game against the Tigers that we were just talking about way back in April.
You're trying to throw that ball down and away. Throws it right down the middle of the plate and almost paid the price for it, but it does go foul.
Whew.
And so there's a little breaking ball for you. And you can't go wrong with his 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Just keep it away from the middle of the plate.
Another fly ball. This one's not going anywhere. Except into the glove of Andrews. 2 down. 11 straight Indians retired. Check the Jack-in-the-Box standings. The AL West, the Rangers could push to a 5-game lead. The Angels are underway in Chicago now. drips outside to Donald, who has struck out 3 times tonight. Remember, he started this series with a 4 for 4. Tried to hold up. Did he? He did not. 2-1.
Same kind of a check swing that Duncan was called out on to end the 8th inning. And the actor didn't like it. Duncan.
Did he get tossed? That'll interrupt the momentum here of Neftali Feliz.
I don't know that you have to toss someone from long range.
A first base umpire looks into the third base dugout and ejects the manager.
I was talking about Tim Cheetah kind of turning his back. All you have to do is look away from the dugout. Eventually the next pitch is going to come. Can't even hear what he's saying from in there.
And the actor was freaking out in the dugout. He was not happy about the call, the check swing call. And he was giving him the business, as they say, but from many, many feet away.
Yeah, he's trying to be impartial. He had a pretty good argument. I don't think he swung at that pitch. He's twice saying that's twice. The other time was when Duncan struck out to end the 8th inning.
And Tim Cheetah trying to, you got to love Tim Cheetah, just trying to gently urge him.
Said all I did is take my hat out and you kicked me out of the game.
I do admire Timmons though right now, just kind of standing there and taking it, chewing the gum. That was the reaction.
I don't think he get kicked out for that. And there's no reason to kick someone out for that. Took his hat on. No one in the stadium could see his hat off except you.
You take your hat off, you're gone. Apparently.
Well, I respect the umpires, but I disagree with that call.
The only thing I worry about, Tom, is, you got this little delay going. Neftali's just been standing there. And you hate to see him get out of sorts now. He was on such a nice little roll. Sometimes delays have dangerous ends. Outside, 3-1. Actor will have indeed gotten his money's worth if, after all that, Donald gets on. Swinging at 96-mile-an-hour heat, and it is now 3-2. Got a piece. That one was 98. Donald trying to avoid a 4-strikeout night after he had a 4-hit night on Monday. He walked him. The tying man at first with pretty good speed. Michael Brantley coming up. He's 1 for 4 tonight. Only a 146 hitter in limited time. He spent most of the year at AAA hitting .315 there. First one is strike one. A fly ball to left field, and there's Murphy. Ball game. The Rangers are up 5 in the AL West. All-star closer Neftali Feliz with a no-hit 9th inning. The Rangers, they got a big hit from Bourbon. They win this thing 4-3 and take the series 2-1.
Yeah, it was an excellent job of relief pitching, and after Kobe gave up the leadoff double in the 6th, he retired 3 in a row, so 12 straight retired. Big hit of the game, Michael Young's 2-run homer. The Rangers down 3-1. Michael hit the home run. Then with 2 outs, Bourbon base hit up the middle. That scored the winning run, even though it came in the bottom of the 6th inning. Good job by Kobe Lewis. Only a couple of earned runs through 6 innings. And a great job by the bullpen.
4-3.